I'm Brian Van, SportbikeTracker.com, and today we're going to cover the reasons why you should consider replacing your current helmet. We are going to open this up with a short disclaimer. Man, I hate to do this, but welcome to the litigious society we live in. All the information I'm going to share with you in this video is intended to help you make a decision on your own, which you are solely responsible for. Myself and Sportbike Track here, in no way, shape, or form, assume any legal responsibility or liability for the contents of the video. With that said, I do believe if you use this, it's really going to help lead you down the right path. So reasons why you need to consider replacing your helmet. There's actually multiple. We're going to start off with, I dropped my helmet. I crashed in my helmet. How do I know if I need to replace it? Got some visual aids here, and these are all real-world experiences. I had to make the decision on each one of these that I'm going to show you. And once again, if it's you doing it, you'll have to do it on your own and feel comfortable with the choice that you made, and of course, assume the responsibility for it. The first one, this really hurt. This was Jennings GP, brand new Colin Edwards Arai RX-7 helmet. Bam, that was a big wreck. That did not feel great. Okay, obviously this helmet is done. Steve is going to show you a picture of the EPS, and you can actually see compression in the EPS. The Arai helmets, they paint it black on the inside, and when there's compression of the EPS, you can actually see the white through the cracks in the black paint. It's a real good visual aid to help you determine, was there a severe enough impact to replace the helmet or not. Another great example here. This is my son Max's helmet. He had a low side in this Barber Motorsports Park in the summer of 2018. We actually had a camera on his bike that caught him in motion during the crash. So I got to see the kind of contact his helmet made with the pavement. I'll show you that. We have a little mark right there, a little crack in the diffuser. The rest of the helmet looked good. So I had that visual to look at and make a determination. I also pulled the helmet apart, and Steve does have a picture of this he'll show you as well. And I inspected his EPS just to be on the safe side, because this is a big call. This is my son. I don't want to send him out there in a helmet that I don't believe has the ability to protect him. After inspection of the internal EPS and looking at the video, I felt good about it. Max finished the season in that helmet. Once again, I assumed all the responsibility for that. Clearly, he's my son. Oh, this was a heartbreaker, but this is my Arai Corsair V Hopkins Monster. If you know me, you know I love Monster energy drinks. Myself and Max and some friends were at Barber, and he's just a little kid at this point. Love coming. He's carrying my super expensive helmet around, and whoop, drops it on the ground. Heartbreaker. And people are like, oh, what are you doing? That's done. I'm like, no, actually, it's not. I inspected the helmet, no significant external damage. It was a rather short drop, and these are common. People drop them off their foot pegs, their seat. Those things do happen. It's important to note that the way a helmet is designed to work, it has the weight of your head inside. You have the liner that is between your head and the EPS of the helmet. That's the foam. The foam is the part that, in the event of an impact, is meant to manage the energy. It compresses, and it does not really retract. When it compresses, it's one and done. Without having the weight of your head in here when it falls, it's almost impossible to compress the EPS of the helmet. With that said, if you're worried, you could take it apart. You can look inside and see if you see anything, which you won't because there was no weight in there. In this instance, I decided to go ahead and ride in this helmet again. No problem. I felt good about it. Do what you feel is right for you. Another possible reason. Look at this gorgeous Valentino Rossi Tech helmet. It's in good shape, right? Helmet's in great shape. It is well beyond the 5-year date code. Every helmet is a little bit different. This particular one, I believe the date code is going to be internal. We'll just kind of go through the paces here. Pull it apart, see if I can see the tag in there, see if I can see a date. And this is from 12 of 2005. And I know Steve is laughing inside right now because my eyesight is not so amazing anymore. I had to move that away a little bit so I could see it. This helmet is 14 years old. I hate to admit this, but I know plenty of people that are out riding in helmets that are way beyond the understood industry standard of 5 years and done. Let's talk about the 5 years and done. There's different variants within that. Here in the US, Snell is the understood helmet safety standard. The Snell Foundation recommends 5 years and done. So we'll start there. Most of the helmet manufacturers fall in, like I said, there's some little variables there. Some will differentiate between the first time you used it and the born on date. Do your research, look into that. Once again, what you choose to do is something you are responsible for. Personally, I do not ride in helmets that are beyond the born and date, nor does anyone in my family. That's a personal decision. I just don't feel good about rolling those dice. I'm not going to take that risk. With that said, I've seen so many people that do. Just understand you're responsible for it, and also try and be smart about it. If the helmet is beat up, okay, it's in poor condition, don't ride in it. If the interior of the helmet smells like a porta potty at a concert outdoors, Leonard Skinner, I'm thinking August, summertime, it's hot. If it smells like that, forget about it. Get yourself a new helmet. Here's another great point. How many people save their old helmets that they used to ride in for the occasional passenger? You know, maybe you got a girlfriend, you put her on the back of the bike. I want you to think about that situation for a second. If that is an expired helmet, say like this Titech, I could see people 100% doing that. You put that person in that helmet and say you have a really bad accident and say that person has some type of a head injury. What's to say that they're not going to inspect this and find out that you, as the experienced motorcycle rider, chose to put an unknowing passenger into a helmet that is well beyond the industry accepted range of safe? Also important to consider that the helmet may not fit them correctly. That's a different story, but these are different things you need to consider when it's time to replace your helmet. I would say the last point, and this is also very common, new riders almost every time will purchase a helmet that is between 1 and 2 sizes too big because it just feels more comfortable. Truth is, a helmet needs to be pretty snug, just on the edge of pain. If you bought a helmet that's too big, regardless of what you spent on it, you need to replace it with a helmet that fits properly, because if you don't, the performance is degraded, and most importantly, it is not capable of providing a level of safety even close to what it was designed for.